right. Here we are. Hello and welcome to Tuning the Solar Feminine Center. And we'll see who's going to jump on. I think I will tag some people. So excuse me while we get going here. So if you're joining, grab a big glass of water. That is one thing that I forgot to do. So I started late because I told everyone else to bring water and I forgot to get some water. So let's see if I'm in the right place. If you're joining, say hello. Let me know you're here. Hello, hello. Hello, whoever is joining. Oops, I can't spell. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna tag a couple ladies here. So hi. Hey Melissa, hi. Hi Lori, you made it. Hi Jante. I'll be back in 1 second. Okay. I'm glad you're here live. So, grab a big glass of water. If you don't have a glass of water right now, please go get one. I have a nice big glass of water. You're going to want to have a sip to start. And make sure you have a big enough glass of water so you have some left over, because we are going to charge our water with intention, with blessings, because we are going to bring up the tonal vibration of the entire body. And that includes, we're 60 to 70% water. And so we are going to charge the water in our bodies. And through that kind of intracellular communication, we're going to alchemize and create an intention for our glass of water. So I'm so glad you're all here. I have my water. Woohoo! I'm so excited. So you're going to want to carve out about the next 45 minutes or so for this. So here's how this is going to go. We are going to do some drawing. Okay, so I'm going to talk about what these guys do, okay, and how they really work, because I think there's a lot of misperceptions about how tuning forks really work. And we're going to do some drawing. So we're going to draw through the tuning forks, through the sound healing. We're going to draw out impurities from the body. That might even mean toxins. It might mean emotions that are ready to come up. So proceed at your own discretion. Do not drive. Do not drive while you're listening to this. If you're distracted, you got a bunch of browsers open on your computer and all that, bag this, do it for another, save it for another time. This is the deal. It's going to be up on my YouTube channel. I will send it out as a replay to my email list. So if you go to kathrynmissel.com, a little light box pops up, boop, after you're on my website for 5-6 seconds, and you can just sign up there. That's my only email list. So I don't do funnels or any of that stuff. So I just have one email list, and I will send that replay out tonight. It'll be up on my YouTube channel later on as well. And the replay will be here on my personal page. And I'll also, if you're in one of my groups here on Facebook, one of my many groups on Facebook, I'm going to be sharing this to a few of my current groups, and my Kathryn Missel Elevated Consciousness Coach page. Okay? I wish I could stay. This looks amazing, but I'll come back to it. Yeah, you'll be able to find it, Maureen. No worries there. And if you're on my email list, and I think you are, easy peasy, or YouTube channel. So there's the disclaimer. Do not drive. this is going to start off as a drawing. So what we'll do with the tuning forks is draw out impurities, draw out toxins. This might mean emotions that are ready to be released, because we are bringing up the entire tone of the body. So we're going to start with that, and then we're going to focus in a little bit more on the solar feminine center. Okay, sound good? Everybody want to stay except for Maureen, who has to go. So we're going to talk a little bit first about the solar feminine center. So the solar feminine center is, if you're locating it on the front of the body, it is just below the heart chakra and just above the, oh, it keeps freezing. I know you don't have the best internet where you are, Sarah, but hang in there. And just above the solar plexus chakra. Okay. So if you are a lady who wears a bra, it would be right where the bra band is, okay? So it's hard for me to show you, but basically right here, okay? So it's below the heart chakra center and just above the solar plexus. So this solar feminine center is something that is in great need of being restored. And why this is so important right now, we're in a solar season, we're in a new solar cycle, we're in a new solar year, as of around mid-April. And we have a lot of solar restoration going on. So we need to talk about the solar template. So that's what I call the solar template, is the creation and manifestation template that informs all of creation when we're talking about something that moves from the etheric or essence into form. So the solar template is informed by the Hieros Gamos, which is the sacred marriage, the sacred union of divine masculine and feminine gender polarities. This has nothing to do with assignment of sex or gender. It has nothing to do with the biological. It has everything to do with anything that gets manifested in this world of form is informed by both gender polarities, masculine and feminine. That includes you. You have masculine and feminine gender polarities within you that represent in certain traits, certain ways of being, ways of taking action, behaviors, thinking, feeling. Certain things that motivate you or inspire you through life are done through these gender polarities as well. And so when one side of this gender polarity is way off balance, and I'll let you guess which one that is, where it's overperforming and not in a very healthy way, that informs obviously the other polarity, because that one is either underperforming or hasn't been given the space to perform in its highest, most optimal capacity. Okay, so if one is underperforming, there's the other gender polarity that is overperforming. If one is sluggish, another one is overactive. Makes sense? Okay, so these have been out of balance. This Hieros Gamos, the gender polarities that make up the Hieros Gamos that actually inform the solar template. We are solar. Human beings are solar, okay? We are of the sun. That is what powers us. You can call it the soul, but that is our light. The sun is the light. We are light. You, me, and everyone you know, we are light, okay? So when this sacred marriage is out of integrity, you will look out and see a world manifested a form that is out of integrity, okay? So we are being invited to a massive solar restoration. And I mean, this is happening on not only a planetary scale, this is happening throughout the multiverse, at least the way I feel it, okay? So I'm feeling called to step up, and the way that I am called to step up and assist at this time and help people optimize this balance within them is to help bring up the solar feminine octave or the solar feminine harmonic, so that what was previously underperforming, a sluggish energy or an energy that wasn't given its space to be optimal, can now generate a higher octave, a higher vibration. And we do this through each one of us on the planet. The more of us that stabilize in this sanctity and integrity and balance of this light of the solar template, the more you're going to see changes in the outward world of form, because it's always inner to outer, yes? So I go into this way, way more into Temple of the Phoenix. So this is, the Temple of the Phoenix is an initiation of the 5 immortal treasures. And this is brought through the celestial fire sisterhood of Isis, Hathor, Sekhmet, Kuan Yin, and Sophia. And they are the 5 immortal treasures. They represent elements that are the immortal treasures. They help me to bring in the sonic DNA activation that is part of the 3 devotions of this, that being the breath, the sonic DNA activation, the alchemical, elemental feminine through the elements. We're able to bring a higher octave to the entire planet. These are 2 devotions given from the goddess to you. And then the 3rd devotion is the bridge, which is what we do, what we give forward to our communities, our family, to the world, to the planet, in the name of the goddess. So you can read all about this. And there are still 6 spots available for this program. And we start on the 23rd of this month. And if you're watching later on YouTube, I'll have all the links and goodness in there. So that's Temple of the Phoenix. The other way I'm sharing this, and this today is just to give you a taste of, this is the one powerful offering. Again, open to 6 more women only. The other one is sonic DNA activation. So this is the first time I'm doing live 1-to-1 24-strand DNA activation with sonic healing, with sound toning, and bringing up the photonic electric body octaves and harmonics, and doing live DNA activation. There's only 3 of these that are available. It is a 24-strand activation, and it is being offered at a price that's a little bit less than what I usually offer for my 24-strand sacred DNA activation and restructuring sessions. But it is live, and it is an hour and a half, and there's only 3 of these available, and those are going to be open for the month of June for booking. And so I will put that link here too. Why not? So if you're interested in working with me, if you're really called to Temple of the Phoenix, and this is for something if you're really called to. This is not just a rehashing of sacred feminine, divine feminine, and the female power principles, and it is not like that at all. It is not like that at all. It is a lot of sound healing. And I know that someone had asked me about, well, it sounds like the same goddesses in the Sophia code. Not like that at all. This is DNA activation for the group. This is sonic DNA activation with the bomb, the breath, and the bridge, completely different. I've been working with these goddesses for a very long time. The Celestial Fire Sisterhood, they are the sister guardians of the Temple of the Phoenix. For years, these have been the goddesses that help me work with sound and the DNA, including Hathor, who is a goddess who works in and is kind of a custodian for the Hathors, who are multidimensional beings who work with light and sound in the DNA. So these have been my sponsors, my guides, if you want to call it that, helping me to work with sound healing for years. And the thing that's interesting is this is something that is all in my head usually. These frequencies, when I do DNA activation, I'm working with 369 hertz, 639 hertz, and 963 hertz, and they're all in my head. So this is the first time I'm really working with actual physical tools, and it seems like I had to go through my tutelage or my, what's the word I'm looking for? My sacred training and my internship, that's the word I'm looking for, with doing all this stuff in the etheric first and then doing them in the physical. And so the way I've been overlaying and working with these frequencies in my head, now I have these tools that are representative of what's already been in my head for a really long time, what I've used with sound healing, especially the time release grid, which works with 369, 639, and 963 hertz. People who are in my master initiation for Ascending Earth Reiki, my Reiki modality, they're going to learn that. A few of you here already have. And so now I have a deeper understanding of the overlay of these frequencies and when to bring in what tones to listen for, because I'm very clairaudient. And so the reason why these frequencies live in my head, they work for me as tools because they help me to hear, especially in DNA activation, but any other kind of remote healing I do. I can hear where the harmonic is not, it's not sound, where the tones are low, where there's a dull tone, where there is discord. I can hear that. I can hear it in the DNA strands. I can hear it in the intercellular level. So now I get to use this and get to share it with people live so they can hear it too. And so that's why I wanted to share this with you here today and why I'm so excited. After my death rebirth event last month, the first card I got was the Phoenix. Strangely, before the event, I've been drawn to the Phoenix for a few months. Now you're doing Temple of the Phoenix, going to need to look into that. If you are called to it and you have all these signs, my answer is pretty clear, that it's a pretty solid yes for you. This is an intensive initiation, though, that happens over the next 5 months, but we only meet twice a month, every month through September. So read into that. And Lori, if you want to contact me and do a little chat about it, you can absolutely do that. So we are here to reunite with the essence and a brighter tone of our own inner sun felt through the solar feminine center. And so, after everything I said, when we bring up this solar feminine harmonic, the sluggish, underperforming aspect of the Hieros Gamos in the solar template, we're restoring. And there's a lot of restoration going on in the planet. So just a quick word on restoration. You know, a lot of people think that because we're experiencing a massive paradigm shift and we're moving into intense new frequencies, it's not all new. Some of this is very ancient. It feels new, it feels modern, it feels bright and shiny and new, but a lot of these things that we're experiencing now and new structures, the things that we are feeling, essences of light that we're having a conscious, visceral connection with, these are not new. They have been around and are part of the ancient esoteric knowledge embedded into the halls of Amenti, the halls of records that are part of planet Earth's history and legacy and its own DNA. And because we are receiving beautiful energies from the photon belts, bringing up the energy, the frequency of the entire planet and all beings on it, because we are of her, she is of us. We are tied through the DNA to this planet. Ask any astronaut in the first launches who went outside and didn't have DNA augmentation. Their bodies started to break down very quickly because our DNA is linked to this planet. We are linked to her and she is linked to us. So when the photon belt informs us with new downloads, codes of light, messages, etc., messages of light, we are moving up in frequency. We are rising in our tone, our overall vibration, our overall resonance is increasing. So that means that we are available for certain things that have been part of the ancient history of this planet for eons, that we're now finally in a vibration to have a conscious connection with. So you can hear the excitement in my voice. This is why I'm here. This is the work that I'm born to do, and I love what I do. So I want to share this with you today. So let's get into it. So again, just to recap, I want you to have some water because we're going to begin here. I am working with a crystal bowl tuned to the note of C. So this is our grounding bowl. This helps us with the root chakra. So I'd love, for those of you who are here, I would love some feedback on if there's too much reverb when I do these tones, because some of the forks can be really loud and the crystal bowl is very loud and vibrant. So how does that sound? So we're just going to get it like a baseline of energy going. So that means we're going to do a little bit of drawing for the collective. If I feel into things, I'm just going to call them out and clear them. So how does that sound? That sounds good? Okay. Hi, DC. So if it sounds too loud, I would love your feedback, or if it hurts the ears. Now that's different than feeling like, ooh, I feel some energy, some sensations. Like that's different. That means that things are coming up. They're ready to be released. They're ready to be drawn. Okay, great. Thanks. That's what we're working on here, DC. That's what we're working on today. This is for everybody, okay? So stay tuned. And do not be driving. Those of you who are joining who are new here, please don't be driving. Make sure you have a big glass of water and have some water right now, okay? So I'm gonna set a grounding tone. So just go ahead and take that in. You want to really have an open mind, an open heart, and just be willing to receive. Take in the knowledge that whatever transpires here is of the highest benefit for you, the highest benefit for all involved, and with the least amount of resistance for all involved. That everything happening here today is aligned with the God choice. So just close your eyes and take a couple deep breaths and ground. If you got shoes on, go ahead and kick them off. I would love you to be seated for this. You can be laying down if you feel like you need a deeper healing here. Prepare your body appropriately, okay? If you feel knocked out by these energies, you may want to lie down. But if you feel you want to be super grounded, we're going to start bringing the energy octave up from the feet up. Just breathe. And don't worry, I'm going to walk you through it. There's nothing you have to do. There's no efforting. There's no forcing here. Okay, so I'm hearing a little bit of worry, a little bit of preoccupation. Y'all got a lot on your minds. That's okay. Just be willing to, in this space, give yourself some rest. You know, rest is not a treat. Rest is not a reward. It is a requirement for our health, vitality, and well-being. So use this moment, use this time. We have another half hour here together. Use this time to give yourself some rest. And from the sounds of it, much needed rest. Just breathe. Make sure your breathing is nice and strong and deep. I want you to feel that in the soles of your feet. And I want you to gently bring this energy up through the legs. Let yourself feel it on an intracellular level, going deep in between all the tissues and membranes, all the fascia, right into the powerhouse of every cell. As you bring it up, now we're getting to the knees, and anywhere you feel afraid to move forward, just let yourself feel grounded in the knees. Usually my dog loves being with me when I do energy healing, but he does not like the tuning forks. He's okay with the sound bowl, not the forks. And so for reference, and these are going around your knees right now, so just let it kind of hang out there. Make sure you take the energy to the back of the body too. Do not ignore the back of the body. The back of your knees are energy portals. Releasing our fear of movement forward. Releasing in the ancestral field, in the causal field, where our ancestors feared to move forward, where they felt stuck where they were in fear of their lives and for their families' lives. We can release that for them, okay? I'm just bringing it up now into the thighs. And just notice what's coming out here. Some of you feel very heavy in your energy. So remember, we're drawing here. This first part of the energy is drawing. So here's what you need to know about what tuning forks do. A lot of people think that the healing comes from the tuning forks. That the tuning forks do the healing. They do not. The healing happens because the tuning forks act as like a mirror. They reflect to your own electrical system of your body, where your tone, your vibration, your home frequency of you that should be in balance and in harmony might be dull, might be sluggish, might be overactive. So the tuning forks act like a mirror Just bringing this up, bringing the energy of the gut up. I'm hearing a couple gut issues here. That's okay, just breathe. And so these are like mirrors. They're like reflectors. And through what I hear, if it's not a crisp, clear tone, what I hear are distortions, where your energy is out of integrity. I can hear it in the group, and I can hear it in you individually. But because I'm going to be sharing this video, I'm not going to be calling this out. I won't be calling you out, but I will create the intention in my own mind to send this to you, to make sure that this is reflecting back to you. And it's reflecting back to you so that you can get conscious feedback from your own body. It's a form of biofeedback. You can get conscious feedback from your own body saying, okay, I see where we're out of integrity here. I see where this is out of balance. So remember, we're going to be drawing here. So we're working on the whole body, and then we're going to go in and work on the solar feminine center. So I'm spending a lot of time here in the mid body and in the midline of the body. I'm feeling a lot of distortion in the pathways and communication between the chakras, especially between the heart, which is the bridge and the command center of higher consciousness, going to the lower chakras. You ladies are saying, call me out. So it's interesting because the other day in my Momentum of Flow group, we were talking about gut instinct and the gut brain. And there's a whole new harmonic coming to the gut. And not just because collectively we're feeding it with a whole bunch of probiotics and whatnot, but we really do have a second brain there. We have neurons in our gut. I don't know if you knew that. So when you have a gut instinct, that's actually correct. But the way we interpret that gut instinct can often be incorrect. And so I'm feeling for some of you, and I won't call you out, but I'm feeling for some of you, and you'll know who you are, that you are listening to your gut instinct, but you are not acting on it. So take that as you will. And your gut instinct is not predictive. It's not telling you about future events. Your gut instinct is always and ever, when it's integrity and it's doing its job, is telling you about where you are right now and the next innocent step to take. And the more you ignore that, it's not the universe, source, your own higher self gives up on you. Do you feel that coming up now? Do you feel that energy changing? Because I'm hearing different tones now. That it won't stop. that voice, that gut instinct, it won't stop. It will just find new and creative ways to get the message to you, to the point sometimes where you feel like you're being hit over the head with it, until you take some action towards what that gut is telling you. And that it's telling you about what's right in front of you. Not like this future outcome is going to take place. Your gut instinct is not an oracle. It's not predictive. It's just telling you this is what's next. This is the next best thing to do. So if you're ignoring that, good news is that your intuition, higher self, God self, source doesn't give up on you. It just finds new and way more creative ways to get that information to you. So how does that feel now in the belly, in the center of the body? Okay, I'm really starting to feel that clear now. And I don't want to move up until I start hearing different tones here. So let's ground this a little bit. You can feel the difference in that tone. You feel how it just instantly kind of takes you down into the root, into your earth star. This is clearing and regenerating the root, DC. But I want to keep this nice and neutral, so we're going to work on everybody as a group. So intentionally, as you close your eyes and breathe, send the energy from the heart down through the lower chakras. Just send it down. Feeling smoother and lighter. Okay, great. You're welcome, DC. But don't worry, I'm going to make sure everyone is attended to, okay? All right. I don't know if you guys can hear the sound difference, but that tone is quite different now. So for reference, I'm using 528. This is C528. This tuning fork, the smaller, shorter one. And the taller one is kind of like a workhorse tuning fork. This is 174 hertz. So this is the energy that's acting as the reflector or the mirror for most of the drawing. Okay, drawing out what is keeping you from being the tone of you, your home frequency of you that's in balance, in integrity. So when we draw that out, that automatically raises the octave and the vibration of you. Now here's the caveat. You're going to have to put in a little work. So that means whatever comes up here, you may want to do some automatic writing. You may get some confirmation on, you know, I've been feeling this. This has been going on. These messages are coming through. And now I attended this, you know, amazing sonic tune-up with Kathryn, and this came in again. Okay, do you need to be hit over the head? Do the thing. Do the thing. Those messages come in because the way is paved. The path is already there. It's already laid out. You just have to walk it. And that's the thing. We live in a 3D physical world of form, mostly 4D at this point. And so this is an action-based physical realm. There is no concretization. We can't anchor energies unless we take action, okay? Unless we behave in accordance with all this information coming through. So as we bring this up a little bit more, so the lower chakras have to do with, you know, our earthly existence and being, you know, in a physical world of form, and the things that, you know, affect our human, our survival, our will. And so I'm going to just bring this up now. We're going to work on the solar feminine center separately, but I want to bring this up past the heart now and work through stuff that's in the chest. We're working through a lot of collective grief. So I'm going to work with 174 hertz specifically here. And I'm facing it all towards your collective heart chakra. So just close your eyes and breathe. And just be willing to release the grief. A lot of you are feeling, and I can feel this in the group, I can feel it on some of you more individually than others. You have like an elephant on your chest, the weight of an elephant on your chest. You're holding on to old longings. I'm hearing old longings. Let go of those old longings. If it was meant for you, it would have come to pass in a different way. Let it go now. Let it go. And there's some grief. The lungs hold a lot of grief. The lungs also hold the energy that animates the throat chakra and our expression. And a lot of the grief is for things, I'm hearing for some of you, things left unsaid. You can forgive yourself for that. Let it go. It's okay. And you know what? Whether they were unsaid by someone you loved and they're still here, or they have moved out of this plane, transitioned out of this plane of existence, you can still say what you needed to say. A lot of people think like, oh, they're gone. I can't tell them what I need to tell them. Yes, you can. You absolutely can. I've talked many times about how my maternal grandmother and I, we fought like cats and dogs, and we didn't hate each other, but we had a very difficult relationship. Turns out I was just a lot like her, and so she resented me. She saw much of herself in me. Ooh, I feel that lifting. Can you feel that lifting? Can you feel that lifting out of the heart and the lungs? Oh, it's coming up to the throat now. So some of you might feel a little bit of blocking in the throat. Don't worry, we'll get there. We'll get there. Just have some water, have a deep breath. But now, my grandmother's passed many years ago, and we have a much different relationship now. And she helps me. She guides me. There are things that she can do where she is now that she wasn't willing to do, didn't know she could do, didn't want to do while she was in a body. So, okay. I can feel it lifting. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. All right, now let's bring the energy up through the throat. I'm focusing on the collective throat chakra for the group. I see you all lined up in my group in a time release grid. And this is going right into the throat chakra. Ooh, don't forget the back of the throat. Don't forget the back of the throat. So as I'm doing these, I'm guiding the energy as well, making sure it goes all around the body, in and around the morphogenetic fields in and around the body as well, okay? Because we're electric. We emit photonic electric light, and that is not just in this body, it's not in the density, it's within and without, and we have all of these fields that are informed by it in and around the body. And around 6 feet outside of your field is where I can feel your field kind of ends. For the group, I feel it at about 8 feet. So I'm kind of holding that image and intention in my mind of kind of going out to 8 feet at first, and I've kind of moved in halfway, and we move in halfway to an individual's field or a group's field. We start working with the ancestral stream. So there may be things, and this is what I'm hearing because I'm kind of working with this ancestral stream now. There may be things that your ancestors recently passed, or maybe a long time ago passed, things they could not say in their lifetime, that you can be a voice for them now. So some of you need to hear that, especially for the women. Remember your power, remember your voice. Remember the times are different now. They are. You can pay attention to all the media outside of you and be undone by that, or you can remember your power. Up to you. All right, I really feel that lifting in the throat, and I'm working on the back of the throat and also kind of the beginning, quote unquote, of the causal chakra, which is also a field that holds ancestral drama, trauma, karma. Because some of the stuff that some of you are working on, it's not yours, and you're holding it in your DNA and in your legacy. When I do DNA activation and restructuring with people, and when I do the sonic DNA activation, we get to work through that on a more individual level. And some of you are feeling this in the ear chakras, yeah? So this is starting to come up through the throat. That means that's great. That means the energy is moving. We're drawing. I'm going to work specifically with the ear chakras now. What do you need to really hear? What do you need to really hear? What have you been hearing but not paying attention to or ignoring? Yeah, calling some of you out on that one. Yeah. And I'm going to let this just work on the ear chakras for a second. Is that too loud? Trying not to get too close to my mic here. Ooh, let that ring out in clarity. I don't know if you are noticing the nuances of these tones. I hear them bright and clear, and I can hear when it's dull. I can hear when the harmonic is sluggish, when it gets distorted or interrupted, when it's not vibrating. It's like stop-start kind of vibrating. I can hear all that. And so now we're getting a clearer and stronger tone for the group. It's good. Okay. Okay, let's work with the eyes because, again, some of you are seeing some things that you wish you couldn't see, that you wish you wouldn't see, that you have seen that you wish you could unsee. It's all okay. It's all meant for you. If we have awareness of something, it's meant for us. Okay? It may be acting as contrast because there is an action you're being invited to take or embark on in spite of that contrast. So this is a time to get real with yourself. And what do you want to see? How do you want to see the world? I mean, don't just focus on what you are tired of seeing. How do you want to see the world? How do you want to see your life unfold? Give yourself a moment here to just be with that vision. And as we do that, I'm going to work with 528 hertz to kind of bring that up a little bit more. Hear how beautiful that tone is? It's just pure love. How do you want to see the world? How do you want to see your life? Close your eyes and just let that vision just naturally unfold. Don't go into like forcing or efforting it. Just let it unfold. Don't resist. I hear resistance. I hear resistance. Don't resist. Just let it be. What if what you're seeing is the perfect and right thing for you, and you keep pushing it away? What if it's all meant for you? Everything you see, everything you want to see is all meant for you. Then what? What does that say about your level of gratitude for what Source is trying to offer you? I know you do. I can hear it. It's okay. We're going to keep working with this 528 hertz for a second. Okay? It usually is BS. It usually is BS. That resistance. It's all in our heads. You are worthy. You are loved. You are supported beyond what you can imagine or even capture in your mind or your body's energy. Beyond what you can conceptualize. You are so loved. You are so supported. You are so seen, so witnessed. You're part of the one. You're never not that. You're this delicious, holographic, etheric essence of all that is. You hold that in the holographic projection. That is you. You are a holographic, etheric essence of the fabric and the tapestry of the all that is. And just like a hologram, you hold all of that within you. How is that unworthy? How could that ever be unworthy? Ah, that's beautiful. Okay. And so we're bringing this up now. I'm going to go back to 174, bringing it up into the brow. Whoo, pulling junk and gunk away from the third eye. Right when I started focusing on that, I could hear that pulling up a bunch of stuff in the third eye. Yeah, removing calcification. Removing the trauma of maybe things that you have seen in, well, you would call them past timelines. I call them alternate timelines because there is no past or future. It's all now. So in alternate timelines, there may have been something you see. Someone saw some pretty nasty war stuff, pestilence, and you want to unsee it. You know, that's part of your DNA record. It's stored in your DNA. And you're not living that trauma anymore. It's just a memory. So the things that you wish that you could unsee, they're actually blocking and making your pineal gland and its efficacy more sluggish than it needs to be. Okay, bringing that up and clearing that. Delicious. Now we're going to bring this energy up through the crown. It's much lighter and clearer for a lot of you in the crown. A lot of you are feeling a little more connected to the heavens than you are feeling to your body. And that's okay. That's okay. No, we've been taught to negate the body as something secondary and dense, but your body is this incredible mechanism that allows you to feel everything that's happening right here, to know that you're connected through the crown chakra and the heavens in a profound way. Without a body, you would have no filter for that experience. So love your body. Tune up your body, tone your body. Keep the vibration high in your body. Eat nourishing food and think nourishing thoughts. Enrich and revitalize the body. Yeah, I know a lot of us want to go out. It's too much. I'm just going to say it. You know, a lot of us feel the extreme overwhelm. But we can't use, I said this the other day in my group, we can't use that excuse, I'm so empathic, I feel everything, so I just want to tune out from everything, I don't want to be around people, I just want to go hide out on a mountaintop. There would be no reason for you to incarnate as a human if you weren't meant to interact with other humans, okay? You have more power. And I used to do this too and think, well, I'm an empath, so I don't want to do this and I don't want to do that. That's a victim mentality. You can handle it. You are powerful. When you're disassociating, it's a very powerful mechanism for coping, and it shows how strong the protective mechanism is. And if you know you already have a very strong protective mechanism, what you need to do is just alchemize that into using more powerful tools so that when you go out in public, I teach my clients the electric violet pyramid. And it is about bringing this pyramid from the ground up that is electric violet, and you're inside the pyramid, and anything that doesn't match the vibration of that pyramid is deflected. And so I use this all the time when I go out in a public or I'm in crowds. I don't really go to concerts or stuff like that anymore, but I like beer festivals. And so when I go there, I use the electric violet pyramid. You know, we're all empathic, so we don't get to use that as an excuse. It's a victim mentality. We just need to power up. And here's the thing, when you do, you are reminding yourself all the time how powerful you are. Doesn't it feel disempowering to say, I can't go out into public, I just can't do it? Does that make you feel like, you know, a shrinking violet and like you're a swooning southern belle? Or does that make you feel like a powerful badass? I prefer powerful badass. That's just me. And I know it's a lot. It's a lot. But do you want to live this life hiding out from it? I don't. Again, up to you and no judgment. But if you know you have the power to disassociate, then you have the power to turn that around and protect yourself. Okay? When you have those coping mechanisms, what your body is actually reflecting back to you is how powerful you are at creating some sort of way to be safe, to be protected. But you can do that in another way that's more empowering. I was still tuning the crown here, and I'm hearing the tone brighten. And so now we're going to bring this into the solar feminine center as we close out with these energies here. Okay, we're going to tune up this center. So what we're holding, and not just as women, but as men also, because remember, we are both. Man or woman, no matter how you associate yourself gender-wise as a biological sex assigned at birth, whatever, we all hold gender polarities of masculine and feminine, okay, regardless of sex. So in this sluggish, underperforming solar feminine aspect, you know, we are just coming into and just being restored into the disclosure of knowledge about the solar feminine, and that this is our true primary essence. A lot of us have been swindled into the thinking that the lunar feminine is the primary powerful goddess essence. And while we do have gods and deities that represent lunar energies. It is a secondary essence. It is a secondary essence. And through this, it's been a vehicle through which we've been also swindled and kind of hijacked into the thinking that feminine is secondary, okay? You are solar. You are a solar being. You have a solar birthright, and that is just as powerful as the solar masculine. The solar feminine is the divine counterpart and counterbalance of solar masculine. So we're reclaiming this, we're restoring this. So I'm going to move some energy around in your solar feminine center that draws out the programs, the systems, the systemic, institutional, religious beliefs, the doctrine around the secondary feminine. So let's draw that shit out right now. So I want you to focus on that area just above the solar plexus. Just create an intention to move your energy and your focus and attention there. Just above the solar plexus, just below the heart chakra. And just all the gook and the garbage. This can include things that, you know, you thought were true, or you were taught to believe when you were a young girl. It's better to be seen and not heard. Be quiet, the man is talking. Anywhere you've been in a workplace or a work situation where it was mostly male and you felt like you didn't have a voice, you didn't have a presence, you weren't seen, you weren't heard. We're drawing that. So this again, the tuning fork's acting as a mirror, a reflection, so that your own body can see where it's holding distortions, it's holding disruptions, it has a murky tone or vibration, and it's the body that's making these corrections. Hathor is the solar feminine, one of them. Hi, Stacy. So just letting that harmonic retone and tune up. And as you're going through this, you might be recalling certain memories from your childhood. This might include things that you're pulling up from alternate timelines and lifetimes of you. Keep focusing on this area. And breathe. It's all okay. You wouldn't be here right now if you weren't craving, desiring, thirsty for this release, right? So as we're doing this, remember, we're informing the essence, the vibration, the photonic electric body of you all the way down to the intracellular and the intracellular level. This is bringing in a higher vibration through this release, through this removal, through this drawing, bringing up greater vibration to the water that's in your body. Remember, your water is 60 to 70%. Your body is 60 to 70% water, so get ready to charge your water in a second here. All right, I'm feeling a lot of clearer energy around there. And we go much deeper into this in the Temple of the Phoenix, because we have 5 very powerful sonic DNA activations, celestial fire sonic DNA activations. So now we're going to bring the harmonic up. So we did some drawing, and I want you to focus on this area again. And I want you to create the intention of this idea of bringing up a balance, whatever that looks like or feels like in your energy field, bringing up the balance in the body. If you could imagine a solar template, you could think of it as a yin and yang symbol that rests right there on the front of your body, and it has an energy in the back of the body where things can be activated by the transpersonal chakras, okay? So I want you to hold that essence, and I want you to think about what would it look like if things were a little more equal there. If we had that perfect yin-yang balance of the solar template, the solar feminine and solar masculine energies, gender polarities in integrity, in balance, in harmony, what would that look like? How would that inform the manifestations in your life? How much more seamlessly would you be able to manifest your reality, create your reality? Because a lot of the reasons why we have distortions in our manifestations is because this creation template, the solar template, is out of integrity. So it's not all just you, if that makes you feel better. Okay. So I'm hearing a lot of resistance here. So I'm not getting a clear tone on this. So what the tuning fork is reflecting back to me, that in the collective group, there's a lot of resistance. And I can hear it. I can hear some of you saying, that'll never happen. All right, cut that shit out. You're not helping. I'm just teasing. It's normal to have that reaction because we've never seen it. We've lived lifetimes and we know of our grandmothers, great-grandmothers, where they had it worse than we did. And we don't think, maybe, with our, reptilian brain and our survival level state of mind, which is a problem-based level of mind, we need to go into a different level of mind to be able to see that. So I want you to go back into your solar feminine center. And I want you to ask to bring up the harmonic of the solution-based energy of the heart. Okay. And I know we want it, but what I'm hearing, and I'm hearing it in the fork, it's reflecting right back to me what's going on in the minds and in the hearts of some of you here, not all of you, that it can never happen. We'll never see it in this lifetime. Okay, well, be careful what you say. Be careful what you wish for, right? Even if there is some shred, some modicum, some microscopic part of you that could believe this, the solution-based level of mind, not the problem-based level of mind. From the problem-based level of mind, of course you're not going to see this. It's just going to reflect back to you what is known, because that's all that level of the ego mind and the ego mind traps have to offer you. Information based on what is known. It cannot offer you information based on possibility, potential, etc. It can only offer you information on what has been. So you need to move out of that level of mind. So focus on bringing the energy up a little bit more towards the heart. And now I want you to see a cycle of energy, like a figure 8 cycle of energy, going up into the heart chakra, coming down into the solar plexus, because the solar feminine center is the axis point between the right use of will. That is meaning acting, believing, endeavoring to do things that are in integrity with the highest good of all, the right use of will, and then cycling that up through the heart, which is the command center of ascended consciousness, of unity consciousness, of 5D and beyond. So let these two powerful energies inform each other, and now hold this vision of what you see. Starting to hear a different tone, ladies. Good work. Remember, you're not just doing this for yourselves here, you're doing this for the collective. Because a lot of people are going to see this video, I hope. And please share this. If you want to share this healing and tuning, please do that. Think of what life would be like if you weren't afraid of your power. If you weren't afraid to showcase who you truly are. Speak your truth. Speak truth to power. Speak what's in your heart. Speak up when you're angry without fear of repercussion. Without fear of men doing harm to you. Ever again. What would that feel like? Of men never having say-so over your bodily autonomy. Ever again. What would that feel like? What would that look like? What would the world look like? I can tell you we'd have a much more empowered world overall. A great writer and atheist and philosopher, I think of him as a philosopher, Christopher Hitchens, who's no longer of this plane of existence, said, with the empowerment of women and the empowerment of them having autonomy over their own bodies, you'll liberate the world. And he goes on at length to defend that in a very articulate way. But he's right. And not just because I'm like, yeah, girl power. He's actually correct. He's actually correct because the long-term ramifications of giving women full sovereignty, autonomy over their body, and creating solidarity with each other in that way leads to a better world. And this rising up, this tuning, retuning of the solar feminine, this is bringing the solar template, your creation template, meaning it's this in you, everything is within you. But your creation template, this manifestation template, is now in greater balance within you. So put it to work, put it to the test. Don't just take my word for it. Don't just sit here and say, you know, oh, well, that was interesting. Thanks, Kathryn. Do something with this. We are in a 3D reality realm based on action. It is a physical, action-based realm. This is all great and wonderful, but now you need to do something with it. Do something in the name of these goddesses. Sekhmet, Hathor, Isis, Sophia, Kuan Yin. An act of kindness, whatever that might be, whatever form that takes. And it'll come back to you 100-fold. Don't be afraid. I'm hearing that message very powerfully. Do not be afraid. Do not be afraid. You hold much more power, and you are a placeholder, a powerful placeholder for the new. Yep. That isn't from me, that's through me. So how do you feel now? Because this has a very different tone now. It's sharper, it's clearer, it's brighter. Women are safe in our bodies and safe in their world. We are creating this. Yes, we are, Stacy. You got that right, sister. All right. How do we feel? I want you to take a deep breath in. We're going to ground all this energy down, and then we're going to charge our water. Close your eyes, breathe. I want you to send all this energy down through the body. Whew, just feel how full you are, full in a good way. You might have come here feeling full of overwhelm, but now you're really full of it. You're full of something else. You're full of love. You're full of brightness. Doesn't it feel like your tone is different? You might feel like if you speak, your voice is more vibrant and clear and it tones more easily. You might want to sit up straighter. You might feel like your posture is a little bit better. Notice that grounding feeling as you bring the energy down again, all the way down through the feet, and now send it into the Earth Star chakra. That was a loud one, sorry. Now send that down. Now through the Earth Star chakra and now through all the layers of the earth. Send that down with waves of love informing all the dirt, the rock, the seeds, the crystals, all the fungus, the bacteria, the microbiomes, and all the way down into the iron crystalline core. So now you're good and charged up. So I want you to take your glass of water. And I want you to charge it by holding your hands on either side of your glass, okay? And I want you to charge it with an intention so that when you drink this water, what would you like to have take place? What do you want to transform in your life? What is your gift that you want to give to yourself that also gives, that pays it forward to the rest of the world? When you imbue your manifestations and your desires with something that benefits the greatest and highest good of all, it's going to come back to you in beautiful, beautiful ways. Sometimes the most surprising ways that leave you in awe. And take a sip. And keep your hands on it, keep charging. That's some tasty water right there. Yum, yum, yum. Body chills, Lori says. Feeling awesome. Love it, Stacy says. Thank you. Thank you for being here. This is so beautiful, Sarah says. Called in the 5 goddesses right now and feel so good. Grateful for being able to help the planet and all beings. Yes, my tone is vibrant, Shantae says. So yeah, just keep your hands on your water for another second. Whew. Just savor it. Savor your water. Savor this energy. Savor this tone. Imagine that you're like a bright sphere of light and just send it out 360 degrees outside of you. Send it out to your house, to your street, to your town, to your neighbors. Hi, Yelena. Oh, thank you. Grateful for you too. Thanks for being here. When you first started with the tuning forks, I felt my plate assemblage point start buttons. Oh, yes. Woo! I love that. I love that. I always feel that too whenever I first start this work. When I pick my tuning forks, and I do tunings like this for myself now at the start of my day every day. And I ground into the earth and I stand while I have my tuning forks and I have my note of C, chakra bowl, my root chakra bowl. And I stand and I imagine my legs are like 2 prongs powered into the earth. And I thank all my blessings for the day. And I say that I am safe and supported in this body. I am safe and supported on this earth. And I'm grateful. And I'm letting the tones just give me a little sound bath, a little sonic shower. And that's how I start my day. Hi, Stacy. Thank you. Thank you for being here. You are very welcome. So, I'm going to leave you with that. You know about my 2 offers, hopefully. You can go back and look in the comments here and see that. Temple of the Phoenix, we go into this in much more depth. This is an initiation into the 5 immortal treasures and the mysteries of these 5 goddesses of Hathor, Isis, Kuan Yin, Sekhmet, and Sophia. And they are the Celestial Fire Sisterhood. The sonic DNA activation that I'm offering in this is bringing up the solar feminine essence in the solar template. It's going to inform all of your manifestations, creations, ideas, inspirations going forward. It is a rejuvenation and a reclamation and a restoration of the true primary organic feminine essence on this planet. And we work together over 5 months. We meet for 2 calls every month. You can read more about it with the link in the comments. The other offering is the sonic DNA activation that I'm offering, bringing up the energetic and the photonic electric body of the solar template. This is a live DNA activation. I have never offered this before. So this is a first, and I have 3 spots to open for June. I don't know about the rest of the summer yet, but I'm going to do these 3 sessions. There's only 3 I'm going to offer on this, and it is offered at a price point that is less than my regular 24-strand DNA activation. If that calls to you, book it. These won't last. So my water tastes different too, smoother and clearer, right? And it's just so tasty and hydrating. So make sure you finish all that water. I'm going to gulp mine down, and I got to get to a client call. So thanks everybody for being here. It has been such a blessing and so wonderful to share this with you. And thanks for all you do. Thanks for being bright lights, peaceful warriors in the world, as Stacy says. Mwah. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.